This morning I'm going for a run. I've still got an injury going on in the neck and shoulder here. It's still aggravating me, but I need to get my body moving. I've had 2 days of complete rest now. Of just walking on the beach is the only exercise that I've done. And yeah, I just want to get my body moving. It's nice. It's been raining overnight and I think it's really cloudy out there. It looks that way this morning. And so I'm going to go for a run on the beach and get my body moving again. I'm going to do some zone 2. I'm going to do a slow run and keeping my heart rate at around 120. 115 to 125 is my zone 2. For my maximum heart rate is way above my age minus whatever. You know that formula, which is actually different if you look in different places. But my actual maximum heart rate that it does get to when I'm really going all out is about 174, which is really good for my age. And so 100, 115, 125 is what I'm going for today for some zone 2. The cat's going crazy right now. She's running around. To stay in like zone 2, I'm going to try and train that zone 2 and build that up. I don't run very often, but I kind of want to get into it again and build up my VO2 max and just see, because this is why my Apple Watch will only guesstimate my VO2 max when I'm going for a walk outside or a run outside. It doesn't do it at any other time. Now, for someone that does most of my cardio work boxing, it's not particularly useful, and cycling as well. It's not particularly useful because it won't guesstimate it when I'm doing those things, and those are the things that I do. Those are the movements that my body is used to. And I know I'm really fit, and I know it gets my VO2 max wrong because when I sprint, for whatever reason, it starts raining when I'm walking on the beach and suddenly I'll start sprinting to get out of the rain. Suddenly my VO2 max goes from 31 to 35. And it's like, and I didn't suddenly get fitter. It's just you're not looking at when I'm actually doing my cardio. So anyway, I do want to build it up. Flossie, you're crazy. She's got the whizzies. I do want to build it up. I want to just so I can get a better measure of it. I've heard from people in the know that these devices, they work very well for the majority of people. They don't work very well for highly trained people. And so maybe I'm just going to have to get myself somewhere where there is a lab to actually get it all tested. That would be really good, in fact, to go do that sometime. Perhaps I should get myself to Bangkok. I don't like going there though. Not my favourite place in the world. Anyway, now I'm waffling instead of going running. So let's go running. I'm not taking you with me. I'm not taking a camera with me. It's hard to run with that kind of thing, especially with this going on. That would be the death of me, like carrying a camera and running and talking to you while I'm running. I'm not going to do that. So I'll see you when I get back. Okay, I'm back. So what happened was I tried to go as slow as possible, a slow jog. But my heart rate was up there at around 135 and 140. I couldn't go slow enough to bring it down to around 120. So I figured I was easy breathing through my nose the whole time. So I figured I'd just keep it at a slow jog. And that took me 45 minutes to do a 5K slow jog on the beach, all flat. It was windy one way. And so my heart rate would creep up whenever I was running north, so I went just a little bit slower there. It was hard to keep it so slow. Now, that must be my zone 2 because I was breathing very easily through my nose the whole time, didn't have to move to my mouth at all. I could tell having to breathe a little bit faster through my nose when I was against the wind, and then I'd look at my watch and my heart rate would be creeping up to 100, like 46, 147, and so I'd slow it back down. But, I think my plan is going to be to run like that, a 5K, easy breathing through my nose. You see, it's got to be zone 2, right? Easy breathing through my nose, because that it's got to be in my aerobic zone. If I'm easily breathing through my nose, I could have easily held a conversation with somebody. It was jogging really slowly for me, that. So I must be in my aerobic zone still to be able to breathe like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep on doing that. Keep on running like that and then see if my heart rate comes down. I guess it will. As I get better at running, at that movement. As I said, I don't do it very often. I don't run very often, but I want to. I want to get back into it. I do enjoy it. It's nice. It makes me feel alive. Doing it first thing in the morning, it feels really good. So I'm going to continue doing that. Probably three times a week, I would say, would be a good one for me to do that. And let's see how it changes. Let's see if my heart rate changes or if I can just do it faster at the same heart rate. We'll see what happens as I go on doing that same thing. It'll be interesting to find out anyway. I didn't look at what it's guesstimating my VO2 max to be after that. It's probably saying that it's lower than it was before. Claire from the future here, post shower and breakfast, which feels good. Now, so just looking at my phone, 31.1 it said my VO2 max was before previously. My watch says it stays around that all the time, although I don't believe it. I don't quite believe it. I think I'm an anomaly with my heart rate and also just all of it. I think I'm an anomaly for my age for sure. And so I don't think that these guesstimates actually work for me. But it said after that run today that I've dropped. My VO2 max dropped after that. Sure it did. 30.8, only a little bit, but still, you know. I don't know whether my watch thinks I'm trying to sprint or what. I was literally trying to run the slowest I possibly could. So that was 45.54 minutes. Very slow pace for me. But it said that I was mostly in zone 3. Yeah, that 9 minute 40 in zone 4, that was when I was turning around to run north again when the wind would get me, and then I'd slow back down. I'd notice, you know, that my breathing would get a little bit faster, still breathing through my nose, still pretty easy, but just a little bit faster. I'd look at my watch and it's like, oh, it says I'm in zone 4 now. So I think that the zone 3 on here is my actual zone 2. Let me just figure it out. So yeah, my actual max heart rate is 176. That's in the last 6 months, and that's pretty consistent. I've seen that. I thought it was 174. Got up to 176. Pretty cool. So according to 60 to 70% apparently is zone 2. That does put me at like 115 to 125. The heart rate. At the moment, I cannot run that slow. Anyway, let's see how it progresses, because this is really interesting. The pace that I was going today, I could have kept on going. I could have run for hours like that. That was just my steady plod. It's hardly taking anything out of me. It surprises that my heart rate was so high. Although, you know, I did have that virus a few weeks ago. And I know my body has been recovering from that. My resting heart rate is good at the moment. Let's just see, resting heart rate. I don't tend to look now at heart rate variability on this because it doesn't measure it properly. It doesn't measure heart rate variability properly, this Apple Watch, because I can change it so easily by breathing. If I take some deep breaths, it will suddenly go really, really high, the heart rate variability. So it's not a good guesstimate of that. It's more about just... So resting heart rate is 45 at the moment. It was high when I was sick, and it's come down. I'll show you. But you can see that it was higher than that while I was sick. So I have been recovering from that. So whether that is still in play, I'm not so sure. You know, this data, I'm so interested in it, and so anyway, I want to see how this changes. Anyway, I've got a baseline now, and I want to see how this changes if I do that 3 times a week. Let's see. I'm doing these little experiments with myself, you know. Everything that I do will be making me fitter, but it's interesting with these devices to see the measurements and see what improves when. You know, what's going to happen first? Is my heart rate going to come down? Am I going to be able to go faster? Is it going to happen at the same time? I don't know. Let's find out. I hope you have a good day. Don't forget to subscribe and all of that kind of stuff. Remember, there's a rebrand of this channel coming very soon, and I'm very excited to launch something very new for you all. So get subscribed, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow.